Hello, my name is Dilip Kumar. I am studying in Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering. I am here to explain topics based on NFA and DFA. Difference between DFA and NFA. In automata theory, four types of finite automata are used to recognize the regular language. Among these two are DFA and NFA. Both have the same function, but there are some differences in their structure and working. It is very essential for one to have a clear understanding of the difference between DFA and NFA for anyone to understand the computational models or to know how to design an algorithm. This article will try to discuss the differences as well as give examples that can help the understanding of the topics. What is DFA? DFA refers to deterministic finite automation. A finite automata is said to be deterministic if corresponding to an input signal there is a single resultant state that is there is only one transition. Not a deterministic finite automation is set of five tuples represented as Q, a non-empty finite set of states in the finite control Q0, Q1, Q2. Sigma, a non-empty finite set of input symbols. Tau, it is a transition function that takes two arguments, a state and an input symbol. It returns a single state. Q0, it is starting state where one of the states in Q. F, it is a non-empty set of final states accepting states from the set belonging to Q. What is NFA? NFA refers to non-deterministic finite automation. A finite automata is said to be non-deterministic if there is more than one possible transition from one state on the same input symbol. A non-deterministic finite automata is also a set of five tuples and represented as Q, sigma, tau, Q naught, and F. Q represents a set of non-empty finite states. Sigma, a set of non-empty finite input symbols. So, it is a transition function that takes a state from Q and an input symbol from and returns a subset of Q. Q naught, initial state of NFA and member of Q. F, a non-empty set of finite states and member of Q. Difference between DFA and NFA. DFA stands for deterministic finite automata, whereas NFA stands for non-deterministic finite automata. In DFA, for each symbolic representation of the alphabet, there is only one state transition in DFA. In NFA, no need to specify how does the NFA react according to the same symbol. DFA cannot use empty string transition. NFA can use empty string transition. DFA can be understood as one machine. NFA can be understood as multiple title machines computing at the same time. In DFA, the next possible state is distinctly set. DFA is more difficult to construct. NFA is easier to construct. DFA rejects the string in case it terminates in a state that is different from the accepting state. NFA rejects the string in the event of all branches dying or refusing the string. Time needed for executing an input string is less. Time needed for executing an input string is more. All DFA are NFA, not all NFA or DFA. DFA requires more space. NFA requires less space than DFA. In DFA, dead configuration is not allowed. Example, if you give input as 0 on Q naught state, so you must give 1 as input to Q naught as self loop. In NFA, dead configuration is allowed. Example, if we give input as 0 on Q naught state, so we can give next input 1 on Q1 which will go to the next state. So Q into sigma Q, that is next possible state, belongs to Q. Q into sigma belongs to, that is next possible state belongs to power set of Q. Conversion of regular expression to DFA is difficult. Conversion of regular expression to DFA is simpler compared to DFA. Epsilon mu is not allowed in DFA. Epsilon mu is allowed in NFA. Conclusion. In conclusion, DFAs are deterministic, uncomplicated to implement, but they create greater automata while NFAs are flexible and can be less bulky but difficult to implement. In fact, despite these differences, NFAs and DFAs are as powerful as each other in that they are able to recognize the same class of languages. It is possible to convert any NFA to DFA even though the amount of states in a resultant DFA can be more than in its initial NFA. Frequently asked questions on difference between